Well, hello and welcome to this gigantic stadium in the middle of a residential area. If you haven't been here before, it's a shock to the system, especially since they built this weird soccer-looking roof on it a few years back. Weird, huh?
It is definitely weird. This is the old, Joe Roby Stadium, and I think of Ace Ventura whenever I see it, but apparently this is a football stadium, no longer a baseball stadium. And
well, hang on, because
there will be football played here.
I covered the Pirates losing their 105th game here in 2010. These are things that you remember.
Oh, yeah.
Right in there. Football is on tap tonight, Chris, and I don't even know what to think about this game. We've been talking about it in this whole trip, you know?
Yeah, it's, obviously you have... The big story is you have Kenny Pickett coming back. He's starting quarterback. He's coming back from a concussion he suffered last week. You have Tua, his return from his scary concussion from a few weeks ago. Hopefully both quarterbacks are healthy tonight. I think that's a big thing, but obviously this is a Steelers team that's trying to get another win, get a little bit closer to 500, and respectability, as Mike Tomlin has said.
I need to see... And I think you're going to be able to tell this in the first quarter. I swear. I need to see that same rabid approach that these guys took to the Tampa Bay game. Now, look, the Buccaneers were already exposed today as maybe not being as great as everyone had thought. So that already kind of hurts that performance a little bit, tarnishes it somewhat. But these guys have to come out and play as if their lives depend on it. I know that is the lowest, most base form of football analysis, but I just don't think it's all that more complicated than that. We can get into whether or not they should be attacking the middle of the field, and I think that they should, whether or not they should be mixing it up a lot more, but then Matt Canada's the coordinator, and why would we have hope for anything interesting there? And defensively, the Dolphins have all that speed.
Yeah.
But the one way to keep them from utilizing that speed is to get in the backfield early.
Yeah, get to Tua. This is a Miami offensive line that is penetrable, especially with the way the pass rush played last week. Not saying that Tampa Bay had a great offensive line or that Tom Brady is the most mobile quarterback to ever play the game, but this is a pass rush that can get to Tua tonight. And then on the offensive side, the Dolphins are giving, I don't remember the exact number, but they're giving up a lot of yards per play. Attack this team downfield. And I know that's a lot to ask Matt Canada to do.
He's not going to do that.
But yeah, if you want to really punch this team in the face,
if you have any imagination, if you have, we could do all kinds of ifs when it comes to Matt Canada. You're not going to get it. My guy, my preemptive defensive player of the game is going to be Minka. And that is, again, I'm going to go with an intangible here. He has this extra gear that he finds in certain situations. Example, hates the Bengals. Really hates them. Not like some manufactured Sunday morning thing.
Been very open about it.
And then he goes out there and does what he does. We saw 2 picks against these guys in his return game in 2019. Actually, they came up to Pittsburgh. Who's your offensive player of the game, preemptively?
Honestly, it was Chase Claypool last week. I'm going to go with Deontay Johnson. I think he's really looking for a statement game because he really hasn't had one. He hasn't had one yet. I had a really good conversation with him this week. I think he's dead set on really wanting to make an impact. And I think with Kenny Pickett back in the fold, I think there's a better chance for that to happen. So I'm going to say Deontay's a player to look out for right now.
8:20 p.m. Going to go in there and soak up the memories.